All right, in this video I'm going over page 223 in the Go Math textbook, the Chapter 5 test review. Let's go ahead and get started. There are 88 marbles in a bin and 25% of the marbles are red. So how many marbles are red? So we want to find 25% of 88. Okay, number of ways we can solve this. We can change this to a decimal and multiply. We can change it to a ratio and compare it with 88 being the total. That would be another way. Let me show you the way to change it to a decimal. So we move our decimal over twice. This becomes 0.25. And then we multiply that by 88. That would be another way. When we change it to a ratio, we can simplify this ratio as well. So 25 goes into 25 one time, 25 goes into 100 four times, and we can, and now that will give us more compatible numbers with the 4 and the 88, because now you can multiply 4 by something to get exactly 88. And then you would multiply the 1 by the same thing to get the x. But I'll let you go ahead and do the math on that one. Okay, so I kind of set it up for you. You choose which way you want to solve it and go for it. Again, though, if you have any additional questions, please raise your hand. Harrison has 30 CDs in his music collection. If 40% of the CDs are country music, and 30% are pop music, how many CDs are other types of music? So again, we combine these two, 40 and 30, that would be 70% of 30 is what we're trying to find. This one would be a good one to have a double number line, where you have 0%, 100%, 50% in the middle, 10, 20, 30, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 70% would be right here, and 70% represents 30. Okay, might be a good way to solve it. You could change it to a decimal like we talked about on the last one, where we would change it to 0.70 and then multiply that by 30. That would be another way. We can set up equivalent ratios or equivalent fractions and solve it that way. So a lot of different ways we can solve it. Note though, I do want you to note, the question says how many CDs are other types of music. So once you get this answer, you have to subtract. So once you get this answer, or this answer, you have to take 30 minus this answer, or this answer, whichever strategy you use. And that will give you the difference, because it does say how many are other types of music. And this math, or this math, is going to show you 70% of 30, but you actually need to find 30% of 30, which is where that subtraction would come into play. Or you can go directly and find 30% of 30. All right, so I'm going to let you do the math. I kind of set it up there for you, but if you need additional help, don't hesitate, raise your hand. Okay. All right, let's go to the bottom, number 11. 30% of 90 is less than, greater than, or equal to 35% of 80. Well, again, you set it up the same way you set up any of the other ones. So I'm going to do decimals in this example. 30 times 90, or 0.30 times 90. And then I'm going to do 0.35 times 80. I'm going to get these answers, and then I'm going to compare them. Which one are they greater than, less than, or equal to each other? Okay, same thing for 11b, same type of math. Number 12, there are 200 people who voted at the town hall council meeting. Of those, 40% voted for building a new basketball court in the park. How many people voted against building the basketball court? use numbers and words to explain your answer. So if 40% voted for it, that means 60% voted against it. So you're trying to find 60% of 200, and now you're solving it just like we've solved all the rest of the problems on this page. So go back, you can rewatch the beginning of this video to see how we set these types of problems up, okay? My favorite way of doing it is I just take the 200, I change the percent to a decimal, and then I multiply. That's my favorite way. All right, thanks for watching. Again, if you have any additional questions, please don't hesitate to raise your hand and ask.